Inacio desperately needing support. And what we observe is that the people who are closest to him, who should be helping him the most, are the ones who are causing the most trouble at this moment. Guilherme Boulos, I showed you this morning, he went to do a rally in Natal, had to leave in a hurry, and he was with Tabata Amaral and all that embarrassment they went through. Well, he decided to go on a radio show in the place where he was. Then he tried to call the journalists, the hosts, liars. He tried to own President Bolsonaro on a radio station that showed the truth. He left with him, with things heated up and boiling over. The situation is so complicated that they sent that stooge. That Mauro Vieira guy went to Chile and all. International situation. What we saw this week was an embarrassment. Guys, did you see this image here? I'm going to show you a lot of things here. A dog, a caramel-colored one, at the inauguration of the president of Chile, got more attention than the union guy Lula sent. It got more attention than the union guy. Look here at this light-hearted moment. The caramel dog showed up there just like he didn't want anything. He stole the spotlight. Flavio even played with him. I showed it here. They made the stooge sit behind Flavio Bolsonaro. It was a series of embarrassments that Inacio went through. And then, my friends, we see that the media outlets that used to support Lula don't support him anymore. Look at what the antagonist is doing here. Indebtedness and institutional discredit. The bill has come for Lula. People here are talking about how catastrophic this whole week has been for him, and it's going to get much worse. I'm posting this in several videos. Let Lula's supporters do their thing freely. Nothing they're doing, we're watching, is working, after this one, where he was harshly criticized. Harshly criticized on Globo itself. Globo saying that people are tired of him. They really are, my friends. The guy is shameless, right? I lived to see this.
First quarter of 2026. I think that's all I can say. Flavio is stronger than many people underestimated, and the government with a flashing warning sign for this discussion.
Yeah, there's a word that I think sums it up very well. Credit to Thomas Trauman, who brought it up in his book a while back, but it's still relevant today: calcification. And I think it's going to be very difficult for us to see major changes in this. There's a group that disapproves, there's a group that approves. The votes for Lula and the opposition candidate, who would, in any case, be the one supported by Bolsonaro, I think there's not much doubt about that, was Flavio. It's close, it's going to be a tight race, and even the latest Data Fola poll reinforced that, showing there's already a technical tie between the two candidates, so it's going to be a very tight race. But besides that, you have the fact that the Partido dos Trabalhadores has historically positioned itself in a way that's not very favorable to fighting corruption. And with the Supreme Court at the center of suspicions in yet another scandal. Now, the Supreme Court, which is seen as a partner of the government, ends up, and as an archenemy, antagonist of Bolsonaro, who is another political force, it ends up being bad for the government as well.
It's over. It's going to be very complicated for Lula, especially because in the past, there wasn't that perception about Zando, the 130 million, but now there is. Now there is. And there's no way to escape. And the situation becomes so catastrophic because the Partido dos Trabalhadores has nothing to deliver. If you look at cities governed by Partido dos Trabalhadores members, this is what they deliver. This here is Fortaleza. My brothers from Fortaleza who react all the time and so on, but we see. It's misery after misery. It's spread throughout the city. Is there any way for a politician to win an election by giving this to the people, folks? Look at this.
This isn't a mayor. This here is like a mother to us. You can see it. Look at this bold project.
You guys can see it. Let me just record it with audio and all. Look at this. How can anyone have the nerve to charge vehicle tax from people while delivering this? I think it's totally absurd. You know my point of view on the vehicle tax issue. It's obvious. I don't think anyone will disagree. It's theft. The vehicle tax is theft. Property tax is theft. They use it to steal from us. It's theft. Any state. Imposto sobre a propriedade de veículos automotores is theft from the citizen's pocket. The guy has a vehicle, he pays 4,000 ruees to have this here in Fortaleza. Capital. Capital. Mayor from the Workers' Party. How can anyone still want to think about voting for a party as dark as that? This is still the lesser of two evils. The harsh violence. For example, take Ceará, which also has a Partido dos Trabalhadores governor. Gangs have taken over the state, and then this lackey comes to me, wanting to talk about Bolsonaro on the radio. That's why I say it. Lula's defeat will come from among his main allies. Look here.
Look, your children, the dirtiest and most corrupt in the world. If no one investigates, you'll roam like Nestor. But minister, if the president... But how is it?
Tem algum processo, alguma...
Jules. Acquitted, not at all. Second. Acquitted, not at all. Second, right? COVID, CPI, Covaxin vaccine, all activated lies.
All activated.
Look, he called a woman a liar.
And the woman was showing it.
That's not true. It's a lie. The president initially saw it at the time. Third, but we can continue. It didn't stop there. Who did the NSS scheme start with? Mr. Onyx Lorenzoni.
He's shameless, isn't he? He's shameless.
Master scheme. It was happening during Bolsonaro's government. Campos Neto, appointed by him, president of the central bank, swept it under the rug. I'm not here to say that Bolsonaro is clean. No, the dirtiest and most militia-linked family in Brazil. Just bringing information.
Minister, you said it was a lie, but there's information here on the Supreme Federal Court's website. On March 28, 2025, the Supreme Federal Court ended the investigation of former President Jair Messias Bolsonaro for vaccine card fraud. There is information about...
No, vaccine card fraud is something else. We didn't talk about that.
Investigate.
Request for embezzlement of vaccine money.
Just watch.
The ending is even better.
It was also filed away. The Attorney General's office requested the case to be closed.
Also due to lack of evidence. Today we have Google. Today we have all these things we can...
And we're seeing this right now here.
See, Minister? Minister, if...
10 hours and 35 minutes. Thank you very much, Minister, for being here. Just bring us the information, okay? The Attorney General's office requests the dismissal of the investigation into the misappropriation of jewelry by Bolsonaro. I'll send it to you as well, okay, Minister? So that you can read it and see that this request for dismissal, yes.
Okay?
Just to be clear and avoid any appearance of dishonesty from our group.
The woman was outraged. Radio host, just so it doesn't seem like our group is lying or that your staff is desperate. She ends here. Man, they're gonna try to link it to corruption. Then when it comes to the National Institute of Social Security, they try to connect it. No, it was Bolsonaro who was the union leader. It's that Bolsonaro was the one who had the unions. It's that Bolsonaro, the other one he mentioned there, right, from Master. It's that Bolsonaro met with Master there, with Daniel Vorcaro. The guy met with Lula 5 times. Lula made Vorcaro pay 1 million reais. It gave $1 million. Made Vorcaro give it to Manteiguinha, so that Manteiguinha would be hired as an intermediary. No, but it's Bolsonaro. It's Bolsonaro.
Claro.
Man. I see the shamelessness on the faces of these people. And what outrages us the most? Where's that Zando who used to talk about fake news, right? Where's that tough Zando who talked about fake news? This week you saw it here, look, these days, on Thursday. 3 Partido dos Trabalhadores city councilors, 1 from Brazilian Socialist Party and 1 from PP, arrived at federal police headquarters after being arrested in Operation Traditório. Here, look. 3 from Partido dos Trabalhadores. 5 Morada Nova city councilors arrived at federal police headquarters after being arrested during Thursday's Operation Traditório. Among those detained, 3 are from Partido dos Trabalhadores, including the president of the city council, a councilwoman, politicians, everyone. The investigations indicate the involvement of a criminal organization operating in the Vale do Jaguaribe, involved in money laundering, drug trafficking, and illegal financing of election campaigns in the 2024 elections. Everything is here, look. It's just rotten things that we see from these wicked people here. Just rotten. They should wash their mouths before talking about President Bolsonaro. Wash your mouth before talking about President Bolsonaro. Because here we will never allow it. And this one is a person. The karaoke, fantastic. This is the truth about President Bolsonaro. It's not because we like Bolsonaro, no. It's because it's a fact. It's the truth. Plain and simple.
He lies, of course. Do you have any doubts? I don't. Who arrested him? Just watch the news and you'll understand. Sorry. Imagine if Michelle Bolsonaro were working for Banco Master and receiving $3 million a month. Even her third generation would already be in jail by now. Or not.
And that's a fact. Imagine. And don't try to put their corruption on an innocent person. This video here is excellent. I could show all of it, but I'll try to show it to our ex. The ex, since we're talking about exes here, went there and had suspended my account. I got the interview and said, man, can I even post anything there? Look at how things are, huh? I complained there and got my account back. It's absurd. Let me tell you something.
The dog was trapped. It was trapped.
Of course.
See,
Never again, and for good reason, right? If Bolsonaro had even 1% of what the Partido dos Trabalhadores supporters have on their backs. But the thing is, it's not about stopping corruption. It's about arresting those who oppose them, isn't it? Just pursuing corruption. That was always the reason they were so hard on Bolsonaro. And look at Boulos. All this shame here. He visited the radio station and called the host a liar. He tried discussing the jewels, dismissed. He brought up the vaccine, dismissed. They, Covaxin. Look at what they used to create a narrative about Bolsonaro. Guys, it's so infuriating. It's just like when we see them saying that Bolsonaro mocked people during the pandemic. What a lie. What a blatant lie. That was the narrative they used. Back in 2000, now there's no such possibility anymore. There isn't. Especially because Flavio also got vaccinated and all, so there's nothing they can say. Not what they say. They thought they would be able to destroy Bolsonaro in prison. On the contrary, they made him even stronger. And our president, our captain, needs prayers, my friends. We can never stop. Ask our Father in heaven. Prayers for our president, because this group is diabolical. They are diabolical. Or pure reincarnation of evil. But right, yeah. We'll get through this. We had to experience it so the Brazilian people could wake up. To see that these people promising barbecue are nothing but extremely evil and wicked people, right? Share this video on WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook. Hit the like button. Come be part of our family by subscribing to our channel. We'll return soon with more updates on the Pais e Filhos, Fabiano Guiguet channel.